this was an old salt camp and it was abandoned and left behind.
Wind's doing about 18, 19 knots. Pretty lumpy out here, but we're 3 miles away. Well, I think we finally found a house to buy and get rid of the boat. We're just moving a short 3 miles to a new little anchorage. Should be better protected by the wind for tonight. And there's some abandoned salt mines that we get to check out probably in the morning or maybe tonight.
I was reading that this was an old salt camp and it was abandoned and left behind. So there's a bunch of the old buildings where they'd work out of, an old work truck like this. So we're gonna walk over and see what the old salt farms look like.
I'm really curious the process of how they do this salt. I should have looked it up before we came over here because my mind is bending on what they do. I'm assuming they just like take tractors and like it fills with water, it evaporates, then they scoop the top layer of salt. Is there a process after that? Is that how it's done? I'll look it up when I get back, or if someone in the comments wants to let me know how you farm salt. Shell. Question of the day is how does shells Question of the day is how do shells exist? I'm assuming they're calcium based or something. They grow with some animal that they're like born into existence with. Like these spiral ones. The clam shells, that kind of there's a clam inside, maybe it grows with the clam and then eventually they leave it. These spiral ones, like does a hermit crab like grow? Like I don't understand how these are formed. We're gonna look it up when we get back to the boat because we have no cell service, no internet, no anything out here. It's just our brains, which aren't very smart.
Yes, dear? Can we come get you? And I think shells are like rocks. They're just here with the earth. They just part. This doesn't make sense. We shall find out. This is like the 90s when you didn't have Google with you right away.
We had a great time at this anchorage here with the salt farms and a huge beach. We really enjoyed like 3 days, I believe, enjoying the sand, relaxing, but it's time to move on. We're only gonna go about 5 miles to San Evaristo, but it should be a small little town. It sounds like they have a restaurant and maybe a little tienda so we can get some fruits and vegetables, stock up a little bit, because we've been out for probably over a week or so now, and we haven't seen too many people. A couple other cruisers, but we haven't spoken Spanish, and we're really missing that about the culture and the people. So we're gonna head over to that town maybe for a couple days, wait out some wind, and then move on as we keep heading north towards Laredo.
Look at that. The sound of no engine. My favorite.
Wind's doing about 18, 19 knots. Pretty lumpy out here, but we're 3 miles away. Should be pretty easy.
Found a restaurant, so I am very happy about it. Fish tacos, here we come.
Well, I think we finally found a house to buy and get rid of the boat. We are gonna say goodbye to San Evaristo today. It has been a really nice, I think 3 or 4 days here, talking with people, eating at the little restaurant, meeting some of the kids on the beach. And we even ran into an Aussie couple who has been out for 3.5 years circumnavigating the world, and they just had some endless stories about cruising. That was really neat. But we're gonna do about a 7-mile jump over to an anchorage that is supposed to be known for whale watching. We're getting into the whale season. They come through this channel that we're in. And so hopefully we'll be able to sit on the beach and look for spouts, or maybe even see some whales while we're on the boat, which would be super cool because we haven't seen a whale up close since on the Pacific side of Baja. I'm really looking forward to that. We just gotta pull up the anchor and tidy up the boat a little bit and head out.
Got to a new place, so we're just walking on the beach, and there's lots of nice sand to run on, so it's great to be off the rocky beaches. But we're keeping our eyes out for whales because supposedly this is where they like to hang out, so hopefully we get to see some whales. Place doesn't even look real. This spot has been really relaxing. Back to some soft white sand, clear water, and just a really big beach where we can run around on. We've really enjoyed just the afternoon that we've been here. Well, we're gonna be saying goodbye to Isla San Jose. We've gone to, I think, about 3 anchorages on this island and bounced back and forth. We're working our way more north towards Agua Verde and Laredo, slowly going that way. We're running a little low on food, so we really need to get to Agua Verde because it sounds like they have a couple tiendas that we can pick up some produce. But today we're going to an anchorage called Tembabichi or El Gato, depending on how much sunlight we have. So flat out here right now, not really any wind, we're just motoring straight there, but it is beautiful and the landscape is changing. I hope I have a way that I can convey that in video. Let me see it. And there you have it, a quick 20 miles and we're at a new anchorage back on the mainland of Baja. And we're gonna start quickly working our way more north. So every maybe day or every other day, we're gonna do these little short hops to different anchorages to get to some of the ones that we're trying to get to because we're running a little low on food.
So we need to make a bit of a progress. We're kind of in a middle zone here. There's not a lot of supermarkets or anything. The next supermarket's going to be in Laredo, and we're still 30-40 miles from there. So we do have to make some big jumps. Nevertheless, we are going to explore as many different places as we can, and if we want to stay, we'll stay. We have enough calories, we're just running out of fresh produce, getting really low on meat. But other than that, we can get rice and beans pretty easily.
So according to the story, this fisherman found a giant pearl. He didn't even own a boat, so he got this big, huge house, ran out of money, abandoned the house. So we're gonna go try to find this big, glamorous house that supposedly is here and was left behind.
Well, we found the abandoned mansion, and we met some of the locals in Tembabichi, the little town here. We couldn't really understand their Spanish. Our Spanish isn't that great, but their Spanish has a different dialect that we're used to. We're assuming, I don't know, because we couldn't really understand it. But very nice people, really cool to see the old house. It was getting taken over by some cactus and I think a tomato plant. But yeah, really neat to go explore and look around. We're gonna head back, and we actually might move to a different spot, and that's a couple miles up north. We emergency dropped the anchor, engine shut off, all this stuff. We dropped the anchor immediately. I took the prop off. What a stupid mistake.